Hi, my name is Jeremy Rick and I'm the Executive Director here at the Bay Area Women's Center. It's my pleasure to introduce to you some of our staff as they tell their stories from some of the 914 clients that they served this year.
Hi, my name is Sophia and I'm a graduate student with Michigan State University completing my internship at the Bay Area Women's Center. I am in the crisis office right now where I've spent most of my time as an intern, and throughout the past year the Women's Center has taken 1,236 crisis calls that resulted in 294 hours of phone counseling.
My name is Deb, and I'm a transitional housing case manager here at the Women's Center. Last year in 2015, we provided over 12,000 shelter nights here in our shelter. Many of these residents do move on to our transitional housing program.
Hello, my name is Dominique and I work with the residents here in the shelter. I want to share a story with you with a woman that I worked with. She came in about a week before Christmas, and she was living with her abusive boyfriend before she came in. He was very emotionally and physically abusive towards her, and he ended up locking her out of her home, which caused her to come into shelter. Now she had a lot of things she needed to work on while she was in shelter, and we got her connected to mental health resources, and we also got her connected with some housing resources, and she ended up moving out of the shelter into a one-bedroom apartment of her own, and she is thriving, and she's doing really well for herself.
Hi, I'm Lisa and I help our residents get into safe and affordable housing. Last year we housed 91 families through our transitional housing program. One of the stories that sticks out in my mind is a mother with 2 young children that came through our transitional housing program. She started off with no income, no housing, no furniture, nothing, and she is now in stable housing and is finishing up her nursing degree and has a house full of furniture and happy, healthy kids.
Hi, I'm Robin. I'm the Life Skills Specialist here at the Bay Area Women's Center. I also buy food and handle the kitchen duties out here. I don't do any of the cooking, but I do make the menu schedules and handle all the food paperwork and things that are required. I also do life skills classes and handle life skills questions. I try to gear groups towards things that our residents need to learn in life. Parenting things, budgeting, shopping for a new apartment, things they'll have to know after they get into their own apartments. One of the things we did recently is we gave rings out to everybody and had them do a safety pledge. It was a very nice program.
Hello, my name is Elizabeth. I'm the Domestic Violence Children's Case Manager. I provide counseling services for children who reside in our shelter, as well as children who are in the community that may have experienced domestic violence or who have witnessed violence in their homes. A lot of the children that I meet with come into my office and discuss the violence that they have witnessed. One of the children, and in particularly that sticks out in my mind, came to me, and he had witnessed his mother and his mother's boyfriend physically abusing one another. So he was very, very timid. He bit his shirt. He was very nervous, and he kind of was a little bit shaky when I first started to meet with him. After a couple sessions, we developed something that's called a safety plan. So we drew out 911 and how he could dial, what numbers he had to push to dial 911, and a safety plan for him. So after we were done speaking and after we were done meeting for a couple times, he felt a lot better. He didn't have to bite his shirt anymore. He wasn't as timid, wasn't as nervous, and he felt really safe that he knew that he had something to do if he was ever in that situation again.
Hi, my name is Inez. I help victims of domestic violence through individual sessions and support groups. Last year we provided 2,653 hours of individual counseling for children and adults.
Hi, my name is Wendy. I'm a victim advocate here at the Bay Area Women's Center. I work both with our residents and our non-residential clients. I help them through the court process, help them with PPOs, any kind of legal issues that they might be going through. In the year of 2015, we served 243 clients through the Bay Area Women's Center with the advocacy program.
Hi, I'm Jeannie, and I am the Counseling Services Program Manager here at the Bay Area Women's Center. I've been here for a little over 20 years doing counseling and therapy with survivors of domestic violence and sexual abuse. I also facilitate several support groups for women. One is at the Incarcerated Women's Group at the Bay County Jail, and the other is at our satellite office in Aranac County. Our support groups not only offer an opportunity for our survivors to give each other support and receive support, but we try to work on different topics that are relevant to what the trauma that they've gone through. Some of the things that we might work on would be things like understanding the dynamics of domestic violence, looking at what healthy relationships look like, maybe some relaxation techniques, working on their self-esteem, some stress reduction, possibly even some techniques to help them increase their self-worth, among other topics too. One of the ways that our survivors have to release, get support, release some of the pain that they felt because of their past trauma they experienced in their lives is our Clothesline Project. And I'm standing in front of some of the shirts that are designed by that. The Clothesline Project began in 1995 in the United States, and it was believed at that time that women had been always the ones that would hang out the laundry. So they felt what better way to express the pain that goes on in their lives than to display the shirts that have the dirty secrets that go on in their lives about their past or current abuse. The shirts have different colors. The yellow shirt signified, yellow beige is for survivors of domestic violence. The red shirts are for survivors of sexual abuse. The blue shirts are for survivors of childhood sexual abuse. And the white shirts are for survivors who have friends or family members who were murdered. And lavender shirts are for sexual orientation abuse. These shirts remain with the Women's Center. We have almost over 450 shirts now at this time. We display them throughout the year at different events, especially our Candlelight Vigil in October. We try to put out as many of those shirts as we possibly can. And these shirts are not only a way for survivors to get some support, also to release some of the pain that they've experienced because of that past trauma. And
My name is Tracy, and I'm an advocate and counselor here at the Bay Area Women's Center. And part of my role here is to oversee the Sexual Assault Nurse Examiner program. This is a program that provides 24-hour access to medical forensic services for men, women, and children who have been sexually assaulted. In this program, we have a nurse and an advocate that will both come to the agency and meet a victim of sexual assault and help them with their immediate emotional needs, immediate physical needs, and immediate evidence collection needs. In this program, we serve many people from the community. Last year, in 2015, we provided 61 medical forensic exams to children, women, and men that were victims of sexual assault. This is a very valuable program because it not only attends to the physical trauma, but victims really do get that emotional support they need as they're coming in and wanting to report what has happened to them and work with some of the other community responders like law enforcement and prosecutors. So our advocates are able to provide that type of support that survivors deserve after a sexual assault.
Hi, I'm Haley, and I am our children's sexual assault therapist. Here at the Women's Center, I provide therapy and counseling services for children who have experienced sexual assault or sexual abuse. One child that I'll never forget was a little 5-year-old who would ask me before every session to go online to VineLink and check to make sure that the person who had assaulted her was still in jail. So every week before the session, I would go on VineLink and I would check, and I would be able to walk into our session and tell her that he was still in jail, and taking 2 minutes out of my day provided her a week's worth of safety.
I'm Jessica, and I provide educational presentations in the community through the Prevention and Outreach Program. The program last year reached over 5,000 youth and over 500 adults in various settings through educational programs that address topics such as healthy relationships, healthy boundaries, consent, good touch, bad touch for our young kids, and other related topics. I suppose that I would have to say one of our most exciting times in a prevention presentation is when a young person has an aha moment. And what I mean by an aha moment is a moment that you spark in a young person, something clicks for them. You spark in them a new thought, a new idea. When we're talking about relationships, there's so many different ideas that sometimes our young people have gotten. And so when they have that aha moment, for some students, you can almost see it. It's kind of cool. But some students actually tell us after a presentation what their aha moment was. They come up after, and one particular story I remember was a young person that shared with me that they hadn't really thought of their relationship before as unhealthy or abusive, yet they hadn't had control over their own life or their own situation in a while. And so it really gave them something to think about, and we were able to offer them some resources and open a conversation that nobody had had with them yet. Our Prevention and Outreach Program is at the core of our mission in eliminating domestic and sexual violence in our communities, and I hope that all of you find it just as important.
Hi, I'm Shelley Ramos, manager of the Volunteer Services. We are not able to do the things that we do without the help of all of our volunteers. Did you know that we had nearly 140 volunteers last year that gave well over 8,000 hours of service? Thank you. Things that the volunteers do are anywhere from our crisis office, doing residential advocacy, working in our donation room, processing donations, doing childcare, also doing fundraiser events, special events, administrative support. Again, we're not able to do everything we do without the help of volunteers. If you're interested in volunteering, I would love to talk with you. We'll talk. I like to get to know you, find out what your interests are, what your skills, what your hobbies are, and together we'll find a perfect niche for you here. For example, had a volunteer a few months ago that called and expressed her joy and excitement about cooking. And she now cooks once a week with our residents in our kitchen. Our residents love this. So thank you, Barb, for doing this. And thank you to all of our volunteers for reaching out, helping our mission, and helping other people.
Hi, I'm Lynn. The Bay Area Women's Center is so fortunate to be located in such a wonderful and giving community. Without the generous support of our donors and our community members, some of these stories you've heard may have turned out differently. On behalf of the staff, board of directors, clients, and volunteers of our center, we want to say thank you so much for all your support.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.